Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So today I wanted to make a video on CGC versus CBCS cases, give my thoughts on it and what I think about them. But before we get into this video, I wanted to remind you all that I'm still running that giveaway on my road to 100 subscribers. So once I reach 100 subscribers, I will be running that giveaway. If you want to know the details into that giveaway, go to my previous video that I made like a week ago around there, and it's the video is going to be titled comic book announcement giveaway, and the thumbnail is going to have Captain America 182 with in an EGS lab. So yeah, if you want to know the details into that, just go to that video. So I will be running that giveaway once we reach 100 subscribers, and we are very close. Thank you all, I appreciate it. And if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments down below. So let's just start with the Cgc case. You know, everybody knows Cgc has they're almost like the monopoly of, you know, the more that people go towards to cases and getting their books graded is Cgc. Look, I like Cgc cases. The label's cool. The grade pops out on the book. And the only real complaint that I have for Cgc cases is that they sometimes have a little bit of a squeak to it. You know, like a little bit when you give it a little bit of give, you can sometimes hear the case a little bit and a little bit of crinkle and stuff. But yeah, but overall, just a cool case. Here, let me show you here on the sides there. Pretty cool. Their labels are absolutely awesome in my opinion. Just really cool labels. So yeah. And then let me show you the CBCS case now. I love CBCS. Their cases are they're a lot thinner than Cgc cases. Maybe in the video you won't be able to tell, but when you have them in hand, you can definitely feel that it's a little bit slimmer, the CBCS cases. So yeah, so you can see there we go, that's the side and the back. Now, only thing, oh yeah, and like I said, no give at all. Like there's no sound or squeaks on these cases, at least the ones that I have in my collection. So only thing that I have with CBCS, and it's not really like much of a thing, but is the label. Now I like this shield looking CBCS logo. I think that's pretty cool. Just the actual, and this is cool too. I like this, the label of like the description of the book. Only thing is, I just wish they could do something that would make the grade pop a bit more. When you have it up against like a wall, if you want to display it, as you can see back here, right there, that's a CBCS case also. And compared to the grades of like the CGC, the actual grading label, the CGC just pops a bit more, has a bit more eye appeal to it. But at the end, it comes down to whether you like it. Maybe sometimes some people like it very subtle. So if you like subtle grades, you know, it works. You know, it's just different. I think it's just whether you like that or not. You know, if you like the white background on the grading label, you know, but I do prefer that white background for your grading label on the Cgc cases, on the Cgc label. So yeah, that's the only thing that I have with CBCS, but the rest, the case is super cool in my opinion. It's really cool. And this this shield logo actually is pretty cool in my opinion. I like the shine to it. Maybe others don't like it too much, but I think they're pretty cool. And so yeah, really, as you can see, my overall thoughts, I prefer either of them, but it also depends on the book I'm sending. Like I you know, that I'm buying. Like if I would want to have it in a CGC or in a CBCS case. It's just, you know, it just comes down to personal preference. Like, for example, you know, it's just overall, because, you know, because sometimes people say, oh, but the actual label itself is different from the case, which it is true. But I think I look at it from a whole picture. Like, so if it comes with the, because if you would grade it raw, it wouldn't come with the label. So I think the label is part of the case too, you know. So only thing that I have with CBCS is just not the label on this part itself, but the label on the actual grade, just to see if it can pop a bit more. That's the only thing I have. But the rest of the case is super cool, and it has a bit of a more how do you say it, like a bit more reflection, like almost like if it's in a Mylar. You know, CGC cases look good too, don't get me wrong, and they have a bit of, you know, what do you say, it has a bit of, you know, reflection to it. Oh, and also one other thing, CBCS cases don't have Newton rings. So let me see if the camera pops up. So maybe, I don't know if you can see, but CGC cases, yeah, there we go. It's a good spot right there. There, that's a Newton rings. I don't know why on the CGC cases those show up a lot. CBCS doesn't have that problem. At least in like every CGC case and every CBCS case that I've seen doesn't have that problem. So you can see I'm trying to look here, and there's no Newton rings whatsoever. It has a bit, I don't know if you all will agree with me about this, but the CBCS case has just a tad bit of a tint to the actual case itself, but just a very light tint. I don't know, like a hint, a little, like very, very, very subtle tint of blue, and it almost gives it a cool look to the actual case itself. You know, for example, this is a low grade book, and in my opinion it looks really nice because of the CBCS case and how it makes the book present. It's really cool, really cool. So that's really all my stuff. I really, you know, like I said, it just all comes down to the book I want it in what slab, and it just depends on what I'm feeling that day, or, you know, what I'm feeling at that moment. Overall, I don't have a, how do I say this? Like I said, it just depends, to be honest, because now that I'm, you know, collecting more and more, like I'm appreciating both companies and their slabs. I know CGC has been having problems with like turnaround times and stuff. The last, you know, I've done with CBCS, and their turnaround times have been super awesome. Like within a month, I've gotten the books back. I've sent this one off to CBCS. This one came within like a month, and then this one, which was my first CBCS submission. This one came back within a month also, like in like 3 weeks. And that one had this signature verification that they had to go through too. So yeah, maybe if I would have asked for them to press it, which now that I think about it, this book could have been maybe pressed and could have gotten a 90, because I see there's some stuff that could be pressed out. But yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say to you all, that it's not that like I said, I don't have a personal preference, but it just depends on what book and what I'm feeling at that moment. I like both companies though. That's the thing, you know. I like both of them. They both have their ups and downs, and you know, as you can see, companies evolve over time. Because if you see this, like CGC and CBCS cases, like beforehand, they've evolved over time, especially like old CGC cases with that weird label and everything. which didn't pop at all. Look now, they've changed it and the label looks so much better. But yeah, it just depends on personal preference. I like both of the companies, both have their ups and downs for me. But yeah, that's what I think about both of these grading companies. I think they're both great. I think they both have their ups and downs. They both have their gripes, their positives, their negatives. You just have to see what you're looking for, what book you're looking for that you want to slab. So yeah, so thank you all for watching, and I hope you all take care.